Okay, hear me out, guys. Just chill down. Chill down? What the fuck? Don't get excited about the title. Calm down. It's not that serious. We're good. Okay, firstly, let me just point out that I'm not going to be talking about PC versus console. That's not what it's about. It's not a bash fest. It's not a flame war. It's not even really about PS4 versus Xbox One. This issue is basically Microsoft versus gamers or consumers. Microsoft is shitting on you. They're taking a dump right on your chest. And the people I'm talking to here are gamers who are like, yeah, I'm gonna go into Walmart and buy the new Xbox One because I have an Xbox 360, so I just want the new one. Stop! Stop right now! Listen to my words from my mouth orifice. Please. Just for 1 second. I am also talking to people who maybe are sitting on the fence like, Xbox? PS4? I don't know yet. It's pretty early in the game. Well, with the info that's here early in the game, let me help you make that decision, sir. Or madam. Getting into point number 1. Oh yeah, Xbox, it's like a new cable box. Like, it's gonna be awesome, I can watch TV on it. Stop. No, it's not a cable box. It's hooked up to your cable box, and it's pretending to be it, but you still need a cable box, and you still need a supported internet provider. The Xbox One guide is pretty and all. I'm sure it looks nicer than your cable box guide, but it's still not a new cable box. Secondly, there's no DVR. You can't integrate DVR with Xbox One. It's just not possible. Google TV, everybody's been trying it for years, and nobody's fucking figured it out. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know enough about that shit, but apparently it's difficult. Help yourself. So, let's say you're browsing Xbox One guide on TV, live TV, and you're like, oh, this is an awesome show. I want to set up a recording on it. I want to set it up for my DVR. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, nope, you can't do that through Xbox One. Gotta pick up the other controller, go through the cable box to set up your DVR recording. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? A little bit. Oh, and if you want to watch said show, you gotta go into your DVR again, because Xbox doesn't know how to communicate with DVR. They're just having problems. Their marriage is it's on the rocks. Alright, well, let's say you're fine with only watching live TV on your Xbox. Yeah, whatever. You know, whatever floats your boat. We'll put that aside. Just save that for later. Let's just take a quick poll. Do you or anyone you know not already have a video streaming subscription service? Like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu Plus? No? Anyone? That's what I thought. I don't have cable. I got rid of it. I don't want that shit. I don't watch live TV. It's not important to me. I think a lot of people are doing that. I know a lot of people are doing that. In my opinion, cable is not the future of TV. The lifespan of this console, 6 to 8 years. In 6 to 8 years, assuming that cable television is going to be dominant, let alone relevant, is a little much. I think it's a little bit of an oversight by Microsoft because Netflix is taking over, bro. The top 2 cable providers, Time Warner and Comcast, I believe they totaled 34.4 million at the end of last year. And Netflix, they just got their stats in May, and they're at 24 million? 22 million? Yeah, that's a lot of fucking people. Yeah, you better watch out, bros. They coming for you. Hide your wife, hide your kids. Okay, let's say, yeah, you're right, Jess. I would like to stream video. Good for you, bro. Why don't you use your Xbox One for that? Oh, wait! Don't forget to subscribe to Gold, because you need a Gold subscription to use Netflix, which you're already subscribed to, because they want to promote subscribeception? There's no word. There's no words here. I had to invent a word for that. I don't really know. Okay. I'd just like to point out, PlayStation 4 doesn't require you to have a subscription in order to use media apps. If your main concern is having a device that can stream video to your TV, let me list in the description alternatives for you. There's Google TV, Boxy, Roxio 3, and Apple TV. And yes, you heard me correctly, I am recommending an Apple product over a Microsoft product. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation when that happens, coming out of my mouth. It doesn't happen ever. It's happening now. Alternatively, if your concern is having a stream box that doubles as a gaming console. I'll once again direct your attention to the PlayStation 4. Alright, fine. I know. You guys are like, who cares about video? Don't give a fuck about TV. Games. Games and games and games. Give me some games! Halo, Gears of War. Yeah! Awesome exclusives! You're gonna have to let them go, man. Set them free. Just wait. Let them get a little anxious. Let them miss you. And then bring them back. Bring them back after the bullshittery is over. Because it's bullshit. Microsoft's policies on the Xbox One have perverted the gaming experience on consoles so badly that I don't even fucking know where to begin. I don't even know where to start. I have no words. Alright, let's start with rentals, loaning, secondhand, trade-ins. Nope. JK lols, can't do that. Loaning and renting are not possible at the launch of Xbox One. They're exploring possibilities, but I think we both know that probably just means they're looking for a way to make money off of it. Oh, and you can trade in your games. Just make sure you go to a participating retailer. Oh, and you can give your game to a friend, but then you can't use it anymore. And the friend has to have been on your Xbox Live friends list for at least 30 days. And once they play it, they can't give it to anyone else. Just one time loaning thing, one and done. That's it. Oh, just kidding though, because publishers, whoever makes the game, have the ability to say, no, you can't trade it in and you can't give it to a friend. We're just gonna say, no to that. I'm gonna go ahead and point you in the direction of PlayStation 4's used game policies, in case you haven't seen it already. PlayStation 4, trade in your games at retail, sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, keep it forever, on disc-based games. Yes, a lot of people have been telling me they have the same DRM policies for online used games, which is basically the online pass system that was implemented this gen. So, you buy a secondhand game, you're probably going to have to buy an online pass to play online. If you buy an Xbox One secondhand game, oh wait, you might not be able to do that. Depends on what the publisher says. Alright, well, maybe you don't buy used games, maybe you don't have friends to loan your games to. Fine. What about the always on rumor, huh? You're right, it's just a rumor. You don't need to always be on. You just need to connect once every 24 hours, and that's not a big deal, right? Especially if you're abroad and in the military serving in Afghanistan or something. You guys have a ton of internet over there, right? It's super reliable? Oh, okay. Mind you, Microsoft's response to those who have said, I don't have the internet reliable enough for an Xbox One, is, okay, cool, how about 360? Okay, if you're responding to these excellently, awesomely awesome points that I'm making with a, doesn't affect me, don't really care. Well, just take a second. If it doesn't affect you personally, does it affect you on principle? Like, that they're fucking pulling this bullshit? Would you accept this in another medium, like in the movie industry? If you had to connect to the internet in order to play a DVD, would that fly with you? Would that be cool? No? Is it? Alright. What if you had a Blu-ray player, but it didn't play DVDs, so you had to buy your entire movie collection all over again, or you'd have to keep your ancient hardware for as long as it took for that medium to die out? Because neither next-gen console is backwards compatible. Just saying. Better yet, let's say you just watched a movie, and now that you played it on that one machine, you can't play it anywhere else. You can't put it in any other video playing device and use it. Cool, right? No, it's ridiculous. Nobody put up with that bullshit. Drive people crazy. There'll be riots in the streets. It's only acceptable in gaming because we've let it be that way. We've sat back and said, well, I don't really care. Here you go. The movie industry hasn't died from lack of DRM. The gaming industry is just paranoid and trying to suffocate everyone! God forbid that person who paid $60 to play your game lends it to their friend to see if they want to try it. What? DRM is like a nasty parole officer that's just waiting for you to commit a crime even though you're a law-abiding citizen. It's just following you around like, hey, are you still innocent? Hey, did you... I saw you pick up that shirt. Are you gonna pay for that? You put it in the car. You're walking pretty fast. You want to slow down with that shirt in your hand. Okay. Okay. But we won't get into DRM. It's a large, controversial, different issue entirely. I just wanted to point it out. I'd also like to bring out a valid counter argument that I'm sure people will try to use against me. Don't you dare. Don't. PC gaming has a lot of these nasty policies. You can't really loan games. You can't trade them in. Even Steam has online authentication. Why is it so bad that Microsoft's trying to do this with the Xbox One? It already happens on PC. I'm not going to compare PC and console gaming. You really can't. And while that's kind of a dig PC elitist comment, what I mean is the main advantage of having a console is because it's easily accessible, it's low maintenance, and it's kind of portable. The biggest advantage, in my opinion, is its lack of these stupid features that are on PC. Nor is it even really relevant for them to have those kind of restrictions. Like, how common is piracy on console? Compared to PC, it's practically non-existent, I'm sure. It's not as easy, it's not as prevalent. The only reason this bullshit DRM is being implemented is to eliminate the used game market. I don't really see any other reason for it. Or maybe the online connection to get you ready for the cloud computing buzzword that Microsoft loves to use, which is also a different issue. I think it's a really good sign that Microsoft has moved to the x86 architecture on the Xbox One, which is the same as PC. They're taking advantage of the power of the PC, they're taking advantage of their experience on PC with Windows and all that jazz. I mean, Xbox is even running a version of Windows 8, along with a couple other operating systems alongside it. If we're moving toward a console-PC hybrid, happy family, then we need to set the precedent now and say no to the bullshit. Leave the stupid shit behind, and we need to be as flexible and consumer-friendly as possible. What this means for you, consumer, is gritting your teeth and saying, no, I'm not going to put up with this. I don't have to have an Xbox One. I'm not some spoiled little kid who needs everything the first day it comes out. I'll wait. But if you do have to have an Xbox One, I beg you, please, just wait. At least wait. Wait for a price drop, wait for a sweet bundle deal with a ton of games and shit. Wait for an updated console like the 360 Slim when that came out. Or, if Microsoft miraculously happens to drop some of these ridiculous secondhand and DRM policies, feel free. Drop the cash. Say, alright bro, I like that. Fine. But on day one, especially this early, don't be pre-ordering it and don't be dropping your money day one. Now, there are a couple things that might be game changers that my friend Puppy, well, he brought up a lot of points, but I remember specifically two of them. The first being the cloud computing. This is something that could either be revolutionary or just another buzzword to throw around. Because right now, I really don't think the average American has the internet to handle it. Just handle it, period. I also don't know if Microsoft even knows what they're doing. It's kind of a murky area, and I mean, granted, we're a long way from launch, but it's just another reason to wait. Only time will tell about how this stuff goes. If it goes well, I'm sure it'll do wonders for the lifespan of the Xbox One, because as they can offset computing to their external servers, then it'll be less on the hardware that you have under your TV, which means they can do more as technology progresses, whereas Xbox 360 and PS3 were kind of like, we're stuck in 2005. But again, that's going to be in the long run, so why not wait to pick up the Xbox One and not just pick it up on release day? The second thing is, if none of these policies are going to affect you, you're not going to buy used games, you're not going to trade your games in, you're not going to loan your game to a friend or borrow it from a friend, you have reliable internet, why should you give a shit? Well, frankly, you don't have to. If you think things like preference of controller or preference of a few good exclusives, or maybe, you know, a few more of your friends are playing on the Xbox One than on the PS4, and that's enough for you to decide your purchase, then that's fine. But it's not enough for me. And I can say that because I have a lot of disposable income. I could get both if I wanted. I'm not bragging, I'm just stating facts. A lot of people have said, well, I'm going to buy both. I don't think you should. I think you should pick your battles and vote with your wallet. It comes down to principle for me. And maybe that makes me a huge nerd or too philosophical. I'm thinking way into it too much. But, I mean, maybe you should think about it. Maybe that's the problem, is that the apathy that we've had. We've let these businesses take our game franchises and just water them down and make them mainstream, because we still buy it. We still buy into the bullshit. We're telling them, well, we don't really like it, but we'll buy it anyway. To me, a few minor inconveniences when comparing consoles, it's not gonna be the be-all end-all for me. I'd rather make a statement with my wallet and tell Microsoft, the bullshit is not gonna fly here, bro. Better take that shit somewhere else. Because they're obviously, Microsoft and Sony, listening to our wallets, not to our words. Rightfully so, because we have been saying one thing. Everybody's been saying Xbox One is awful. But we'll see. Are you still gonna buy it? Or are you gonna stick to your word that it's awful? I think you should stick to your word. Because it is. Hopefully, I've made points that are reasonable. If you want to check out my blog posts, it's huge. It's very detailed, and I have sources for all the points that I just made in this video and all the points that I make in my blog post. So, I mean, it's just facts. I'm not talking about speculation. I'm not talking about what they might do, what they might go back on their word on, because we can't know. It's early in the game. Maybe Microsoft will change. Maybe they'll change their policies. Maybe things will be a lot better. I hope that happens, in which case, mission accomplished, you know? Cool, good, fine. But video gaming as entertainment and art is pretty young. There is so much potential in this industry, and I just don't think it should be stifled by greed. We need to be more responsible as consumers, because we have a lot more power than we realize we do. I think consoles are a part of the future of the living room, but I don't think that future should come at the cost of what's best for us and best for the gaming industry as a whole. It's just my 2 cents.